following show features stupid opinions and ideas from two idiot brothers who probably did little research and practiced zero due diligence on the topic at hand. The MLO Bros' opinions do not reflect the views of their employer, guests, sponsors, families, neighbors, or pets. If you do not like what they are saying and don't agree with their views or opinions, don't watch the show. We can promise we do not care. Welcome to the worst show on the internet.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the MLO Bros. We just tagged, if you're watching from on our Everything Youngstown page, we totally just use the at everyone tag. So you're welcome. Welcome. Disrupting you. My name is Luke. This is Isaac. We have Geno with you. Geno, before we get into it, Isaac, first off, if you're watching right now, could you do us a favor and follow us? Isaac, do a quick spiel.
Also, give us a like down below. Helps get more people in here. Helps us get more attention on the topics we discuss. Also, check out our sponsors down below. Breger Machine, Industrial Maintenance, for basically owns a machine shop. Anything from a small weld to a fancy part, Breger Machine will help you. And then Valley Insurance Group. Check them out as well for all your auto and home insurance quotes. But let's get into it.
Okay, Mr. Difabio, how are you, sir?
Good, guys. Nice to meet both of you.
Nice to meet you. I feel like we know each other though, because we go back and forth on Facebook constantly,
all the time. That's a new place to be.
Facebook is an interesting place, isn't it? Do you feel like you're meeting people doing that all the time?
You know, I went from about 60 friends to almost 5,000 friends on Facebook.
Yeah,
through Facebook, and it's opened a lot of doors. I've met people from across the country. I had people come up here for one of the dinners we had, Republican dinners we had. They came up from Tennessee, and me and my wife got invited down there for a wedding they're having. I mean, it's just the relationship.
It's crazy, isn't it?
People even though in high school you've never seen, you haven't talked to them.
Yeah.
In my case, about 40 years.
Man, it's been a long time.
Well, yeah.
First off, for those of you watching, he's going to make comments because if you didn't watch, when was that? When did we make that call?
A couple weeks.
Was it when Denny was on? Malloy was on?
I don't think it was Denny. I think it was the Mill Creek guy.
Probably the Mill Creek.
Aaron, and we were going back and forth, and he made a comment, and we kind of just blasted him real fast about being like something about being old, and then it's been nonstop since then. So, Stacy likes you. There you go, Geno.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. That's Austin Town Market. All right, so let's learn about you a little bit first, Geno. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Youngstown, Ohio.
Okay.
I grew up on the east side.
Where'd you go to school? So
I went to we moved out of the east side when I was young. We went to west side, so I went to Kirkmere, Volney, and Cheney.
Okay.
Volney Rogers.
Little Cheney town.
Yep. Little Cheney guy.
Yep. Cheney. Yep.
Graduated in 1981.
Okay.
Met the love of my life that summer.
Okay.
Married her.
Yeah.
So like
18-year-old?
18, 19. No, she's a little bit older. You know, that's
met the older lady.
You
little look at that guy. How old was she?
That way, she's 3 years older.
So you met 21 years. That's my man.
Please, did you see my old pictures? Anyhow, anyways, it's been almost 40 years we've been married, so I think it was the right move.
Wow.
It's
YouTube link. Zach, if you go to just Google the MLO Bros, it's on there. Sorry.
Yeah, go to our YouTube page, the MLO Bros on YouTube, and then go to live videos at the top.
Yeah.
It's not going to be videos; it's going to be live.
It's in there.
It will be on YouTube live.
All right, sorry, Geno. So
that's fine. So I got four older sisters. My father was a policeman.
So you're the younger baby brother too.
Brother.
Wow. Okay.
And when the wife started coming around, she saw how my sisters treated me. I don't know if you guys didn't grow up in an Italian household.
We're half. Yeah, half.
Okay,
yeah,
well,
we're some Italian.
You know, all I got to do is come in a room and my sisters jump. You know,
yeah, right.
Now we're getting older. I'm the the fixer, Mr. Fixer.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's. I had four older sisters. Like I said, my father was a cop for 34 years. Wow. Served the city of Youngstown.
He's a Youngstown cop too.
Yeah,
wow.
34 years when it was. It was.
That was the good old days right there.
From 60 to 90. Well, the good old days, I'll tell you. When he passed, we went through his stuff, and I got a lot of his old paperwork and stuff.
Yeah.
I think in 1968, he was making like $64 a week or something. Like that. He had 5 kids.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
You talk about struggling, but we thought we were rich.
But he was going through like the mob times and everything else like that then, right?
Of course. I mean, he was. Yeah.
Wow. So
to
then you went. So you graduate, get married. Yep. Would you go right to work?
Absolutely. I worked at Idora Park. I don't know if you remember that. It burned in '83.
I was 4
when it burned. See, I was crushed when it burned because I had worked there years before.
Okay.
So why did it burn?
There was a kid welding. They were welding on the Wildcat. and they left the torch. They say they left the torch on or something. I don't know if they were brazing what they were doing, but it started a fire and they tried to put it out and they couldn't get it. And it was an amazing place. It was our youth. I mean, it was
here. That is where our grandparents met.
You didn't have
the
to
dance
go to
hall.
Cedar Point.
The dance hall.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was really nice.
So you worked in Idora Park.
Idora Park. I had a couple of little jobs. When we got married, I actually moved to Florida.
Okay.
Because her mom was down there. We spent about a year down in Florida.
Okay.
I wrecked my motorcycle and I'm sitting there for about 8 weeks in a cast. And my wife was working and she had her family. And I'm sitting there. I said, you know what? I miss home.
Yeah.
And now she says, oh, we wish we should have stayed. We could have stayed. And I said, well, you said, let's go. You know what I mean? She told me. So we came home and I worked out at Peter J. Schmidt where I was a Teamster for 7 years. It was a grocery wholesaler.
Okay. Wow.
Worked out there. I was a shop steward. I was on the arbitration committees. And I sued the company I worked for. I'm going to tell you that story because I'll tell you something else a little bit later. I sued the company we worked for.
Okay.
But then Schmidt closed. I worked for Budweiser for a year.
Okay.
And then in 93, my buddy comes over and goes, hey, I'll get you a job where I work. We fix engines. I said, engines? He says, yeah, electric engines. I said, you mean electric motors? And he says, yeah. Oh, yeah, motors. He didn't know the difference.
Yeah.
I worked there. So that'll be 30 years in October.
So you still work there?
Yep.
Where at?
I drive truck for City Machine Technologies in Youngstown.
City Machine.
If you ever drive down Martin Luther King Boulevard, there's Ready Kilowatt and the big gear.
Okay.
That's one of our buildings. We have another building behind it, and then we have a magnet shop on Andrews Avenue where
so you do deliveries and stuff for them?
Yeah, I drive
truck.
Wow.
Like, where are your deliveries at?
Well, today I was at the Beaver Valley Power Plant. We go to Cincinnati. We go to Detroit.
Oh, you big rig truck driver then. You're not driving a little delivery.
I don't know if it'll mess up my Facebook.
Before this, I was in the trucking industry. I was a dispatcher. I was the guy you yell at all day.
Oh, really? Well, see, my dispatcher is actually my buddy's. I just came from his house.
Oh,
his
there
wife.
you go.
And she tells everybody we work together. I said, no, I was there about 20 years before you started.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
all the truck drivers' problems with the dispatch.
Listen, just tell all we need to know is put everything in a box, tell us what needs done. We can handle it. We don't need direction.
So like 30 years at the same
30
job.
Years, yep.
Wow.
I'm very blessed.
We jump around jobs every 3 years.
Right. A lot of people do it, and that we're losing that because companies are falling away, and
Yeah, well,
it's tough to be 30 years at a place. But I tell you what, recently we had a thing down at the Penguin City, the company. I say we because I've been there so long.
Yeah,
it's not my company. Anyway.
That's a good way to do it.
But we had to promote work in skilled trades.
Okay.
Our company started National Skilled Trades Day, was just celebrated, I think, May 3rd.
Wow.
But that took off all over the country. And we had candy giveaway for the kids, special deals on the drinks for the adults.
Yeah.
And if your kid come in dressed as a skilled trade, we didn't follow the rules. But we had about 30 companies down there looking for workers.
That's
Everybody's
a
looking
good
for work.
idea. Isn't that funny? Everybody needs jobs right now.
When I was passing out that candy, I had flashbacks of when I was in Austintown passing out candy and my sign got stolen. I thought, do I have any signs out? So I waited till after that to put the signs on my truck.
Well,
so I got new signs on my truck.
We'll touch on that in a bit. We'll set it up. I want to learn about.
Look, I do what I can for
your hands.
Oh, sorry.
I work every day.
Yeah.
I was in this campaign, and it's everybody has things afterwards. Like you should have done this or you should have done that.
Well, hindsight. Well, let's talk about that. So when did you decide? So again, for those of you watching at home, you ran last year,
right?
For county commissioner against Carol Righetti,
right?
Who's been a commissioner for how long?
I think she was commissioner for 12 years. She was like 8 or 10 years at the city council. And before that, she retired after 30 years at the Board of Elections.
So lifetime politician.
Right. She never had a job. She came out of high school and somebody in her family got her
Could you imagine that? Lifetime politician. That is what Isaac and I stand against 100%. Even at a local level, it's brutal.
It is because they get arrogant and the job means more to them than what they were sent there to do.
Yeah.
It really does.
Wow.
That's what happened.
So then you run.
Right.
And she'd been in the position for a very, very, very long time.
Right.
And lose by 130.
130 was the final count.
Damn.
And I'm pretty sure out of 85,000 people voted. Now I never ran for anything but central committeeman.
85,000 people.
Votes, right. I needed 70 to flip. 70 people flip on your county commissioner.
And you ran as a Republican.
Yes, I did.
And has a Republican ever held that commissioner?
Not for 62 years. Damn. And here's the thing. Listen, how I am to you guys, and you could talk to anybody. I got people come up to me every day, talk to me.
Yeah.
That's all I want. I want to represent myself.
Yeah.
And I want to represent people. I want to just do the right thing.
Yeah.
And it's been 62 years Democratic control, and there might have been a few good people in the last 62 years. But I'll tell you what we have now is not representing the people the way they should for what they do. You can see what they do, and we'll bring up examples of what they do and what they've done.
Well,
that's not right.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to represent everybody. There's only like 20,000 registered Republicans, and I got like 43,000 votes almost.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of Democrats that voted for me.
That says something right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, well, she had the sheriff made a commercial for her. And
Saw that.
I'm friends with Jerry Green.
Yeah.
I said, Jerry, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And he says, well,
It's her boss.
I got
right?
to deal with her now. I don't know
Yeah.
what kind of deal you have with her. I said, well, that's fine. Well, that's only 130 votes I lost by, so that didn't carry a ton of weight. I really, and I told him that, and we're not talking right now. But however, she had the unions, the skilled trade unions, the Western Reserve Trade Council.
Yeah.
And she got that endorsement before I even announced that I was running, before I filed my petition.
Just because she's a Democrat.
Because let me tell you, so I like to talk to people because I want to find out. Any issue, I don't want to sound like a dummy on.
Yeah.
I wonder why the hell they're supporting her. So I called the head of their thing or whatever. I said, what's up with that? He left a message. He never called me back. Then I was at an event and they says, oh yeah, Marty just left with Carol. I said, you know what? He never answered me. So I called him back the next day and he answered. And I said, can you tell me how you supported her before you knew who was even going to be in a race? Because I hadn't filed the petitions, I think were February 2nd. And she posted this letter from them saying, you have our full support and here's $8,500.
Damn.
So he goes, well, we've always supported Carol. We had to. I said, well, let me ask you a question. I said, if Jesus Christ himself would have wanted to come down from heaven and say he was going to get in the race, you'd have to say, I'm sorry, Jesus, we support Carol. You'd have to tell Jesus he wasn't good enough.
Right.
And he says, well, her husband was a plumber. I said, and what if Jesus said my father was a carpenter? I says, come on,
Right.
I says, why you didn't even give me a shot to talk to your guys?
Isaac, I mean, we've talked about this forever.
Wrong. That's just
It's
wrong.
like baked in.
It is.
That's what we have to break that.
Yeah.
And do I think I'm the best person for this job in Mahoning County? I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, it's hard to get elected. It's hard to get support. It's hard to raise money. And all of that came to me because people believed in me from talking to me. And believe me, I'm nothing special, but people know my heart. I'm going to do the right thing.
Would you vote for a Democrat?
I have voted for Democrats. I have. Not for president. I'll tell you that.
Okay, not for president,
I'll tell you how that went. You want to know how that went? Do you want to hear? How much time do you have?
Our opinion, like my personal opinion, I don't know about Isaac's, but the whole there's a big difference for me between local. I think people have it backwards.
There is.
I think local politics is so much more important
It is because they affect your lives
Bingo.
every day.
Exactly.
And they're more easily attainable. They should be more easily attainable.
Yes.
And you could get rid of them a lot faster.
Correct. I feel I could call and get a hold of local politicians way easier and make a difference at a local level as a resident,
Right.
and they could make a difference.
And you're going to see the change in your lives immediately.
Right.
This stuff they fight about in Congress, Jim Renacci.
What was that about? I was like,
Computer.
oh yeah, we're good. Sorry. Go ahead.
We're good.
Yep.
Well,
we're good.
Jim Renacci ran for governor.
Yeah.
And I talked to him a lot. And I supported Jim in the primary. When Governor DeWine won, I was fully behind Governor DeWine.
Right.
Because the alternative was just, do it. But I asked Jim, Jim, you were elected congressman 4 times. He had 4 terms where he was elected. The first time he ran against an incumbent Democrat and he beat him. Then they redid the districts. They put him in a district with another long-term incumbent Democrat, and he beat them. I says, you went through hell. I mean, you ran the grind. I said, basically, you could sit back and just vote. You could vote from home almost.
Right.
He said, you know what? He goes, I can't. I'm sitting in Congress. I'm 1 in 435.
Right.
He said, Washington's broken. He said, as governor, I can make real change. I could affect the people that I want to do.
Yeah.
He goes, I don't want to just be a congressman. He goes, I don't want them,
That's what I'm saying.
And
Yeah.
that stuck with me. And I feel the same way.
Yeah.
I don't want to just be a politician. I'm not a politician. Believe me, you'll find that out. And I'm not looking for anything, glory. I just want to do the right thing. We need somebody to start doing the right thing.
Well, and the problem is too, it's these lifelong people. Like you said, they go forever, and it's not just the commissioners. So you have the commissioners, and to speak, it became very, very apparent. And like before Facebook, we were talking about this before we got it. Could you have named a commissioner prior to us doing this podcast?
No.
Prior to Facebook?
It's helped. It's definitely helped me.
But
get
even with just
involved in-
Facebook,
Yeah.
I think people I mean, we have 50 people watching right now. You know, and there'll be before this is a week's over, there'll be 5,000 people watch this podcast. That never happened before.
Yeah.
You know, and the news doesn't cover stuff like
No,
this. They don't
yeah.
talk about this stuff. But these guys, so like Ditzler, how long has he been in as a commissioner?
He ran against Traffic Canning the first time Traffic Canning won, and he lost. And then he won his next election. So it's probably since like 2008.
Right, but he
Yeah.
was in charge of the Democratic Party there for a
Oh,
little
yeah,
bit.
he
And
was,
I mean, he's a lifelong, but again,
Yes, he's-
these lifelong politicians that are in the same party forever,
And then stuff
Yeah, go ahead.
comes up that they're doing or gross stuff that they're getting into, and the news doesn't want to ruffle feathers, so the news won't bring
Nope.
any of it up
Never.
or challenge it.
Never.
So then
Well, you
everybody
speak to the
kind of
client.
just lets it happen, and they don't really hear about anything going wrong. So I feel like
It's crazy.
Our podcast, as well as like technology now and Facebook,
But-
allows you to communicate
Yeah.
with everyone and get the
They don't know how to
shit
deal with
out
it.
in the streets as
ahead.
fast as possible.
Did you see the pictures I sent you from Oak Hill?
yeah, oh god, yeah,
Okay, that's Oak Hill. You think,
Yeah.
how many people drive by that building know what that looks like?
yeah, it's terrible.
If they walk in to vote, that's all they see.
Yeah, have
That'd
you
be
shared
like-
those?
Yes.
Okay, I'll
Well,
have to share
I
those.
absolutely shared them
Yeah.
with all the media, and nobody
Okay.
wanted to look at them or talk about them.
Isn't that funny?
Now, Dan Rivers did ask, he saw him, and
Yeah.
he goes, I want a tour.
Yeah,
So he called down there and said, oh, yeah, we'll arrange a tour. And I challenged Carol. I says, Carol, let's get some cameras and go through Oak Hill. Me and you will walk through and we'll see where we spent
Yeah.
our $30 million.
yeah, you should see it.
$30 million.
We should do a ghost hunt down at Go.
You
Oak Hill.
absolutely should.
we
you
should do a
absolutely
ghost
should.
hunt down there.
But turn the lights on and show everybody what's really
Yeah,
going
it's
on. But
bad.
listen,
Also, I'd love to get Dan Rivers on the show. Dan Rivers, if you're watching, please. You're my dude.
He
I don't know if
Dan's
he'd
a good
ever.
guy.
I don't
I don't
think
know
he
if
likes
he'd
us.
ever given.
I don't
to
think he likes us.
Dan's
he'd
a
ever
good, well,
given
Dan is
to-
a good guy.
Yeah.
his
Dan,
competition
very
if he considers us competition, but we're not competition. You can listen to all shows, Dan.
Let's see here. The career politicians need to go. Oh, there's Anthony. Anthony's been on. We'll go through. We got comments. Can we go through the
Sure,
comments real
absolutely.
fast? Let's
I'd
go through
love
some
to.
comments here.
I know Mr. Ditzler's listed. I'd like
Hi, Uncle Dave.
Shout out.
Geno. Let's see here. I hope you win. Jesse Alexander spoke to him the other day at a flag football.
Oh, Mr. Santos.
Mr. Santos. Geno. I see the magic basket didn't work. You don't have your shirt on. I don't know what he sees.
You were supposed to give wasn't she supposed to give?
I
Did you leave
she
him?
messaged me today and said we weren't going to get our shirts. So then I said I was going to wear my I hate people shirt, but it was dirty. And then I put it in I put it in the magic basket that makes it clean, which is really my wife.
Right.
Yeah, got it.
I got a buddy that has one of those shirts. He used to serve, he worked the concession stand for little kid wrestlers.
Yeah.
Oh, he hates people.
I still say she didn't win. Dale says that. Local is vital. Go Geno. Okay, here we go. Stacy says Geno has a heart. That's why he has my vote. And he works his ass off, and him and his wife still have time to support and show up when they're not only community events but issues. Center, middle, boardman had no heat. Geno asked questions, not just words, actions. There you go. Here we go. People don't realize it's not the same as it used to be. This is Kirk. Democrats used to be working people and Republicans were big business. It's totally flipped. The Democrats just waste their money and support everyone that doesn't work. I'm a union pipe fitter and I won't support any of these liberals. If the people are dumb to see what's going on, okay, blah, blah, blah.
I appreciate that.
There you go. I am so damn proud of you. You make me laugh. That's Shelly DeFabio.
That's my sister. I love her to death.
Oh,
I didn't even throw her in there,
great.
but she said, that's my
David
oldest sister.
Dave Maltino says, tell Geno I have his hat outside.
Oh, yeah, he's going to give me a hat for his insurance.
Mr.
Absolutely.
Sounds so
DeFabio.
sweet. Sounds so sweet.
Okay, Mr. DeFabio, did you meet Carol Rigetti during the last election? If so, how did that interaction go?
That's a good question.
Well, can I answer that
Yeah,
question?
no, that's fine.
I had seen her around, and then there was a forum in Boardman. Boardman has one of the biggest forums in the area.
Okay.
What's that? Mark Luke, I think is the guy's name, puts it on Boardman Civic Association. of
Okay.
Boardman. And it was out of Boardman Park. And on the way there, I got a phone call. Said, Carol's down here recruiting people to come and heckle you. I said, well, that's fine. Honest to God, I said, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm a Browns fan. I
Yeah.
tell everybody, and I've been married 40 years.
We can deal with
Take it.
heckle.
I'm
You
bulletproof.
take it.
I really am bulletproof.
Yep.
You can't, what are you going to call me names and make me feel bad?
Right.
Come on, please. I'm a Browns fan.
Right.
So we go there, and it's my turn to talk. And almost in unison, about 15 ladies started yelling. Blah, 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 blah. And my wife, who doesn't say boo, my wife's a sweetheart.
Uh-huh.
She looks over and says, how rude. And I saw that was upsetting my wife.
Yeah.
So I stopped and I said, I'll wait till you ladies are done.
Okay.
And I just looked at him, stared at him. Then they finished, and I told Mr. Luke, I said, I want that time back. That doesn't count against me because that's
right.
bull.
Yeah.
But I mean, she actually went out and recruited people from the Board of Elections where she had worked for 30 years. She has a lot of friends to come and heckle me. Now, who does that? I wouldn't do that to her.
Yeah.
And I know she went around to some of the places because I put a sign on her corner.
Uh-huh.
I know she went around to houses where my sign was. Says, why are you supporting Difabio? She went to events that I went to as a guest.
Wow.
And showed up. And says, I'm the commissioner. I get to talk too. If he gets to talk, I'm the commissioner. And it just, that's what I hate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If you get elected over Ditzler,
Uncle Dave,
you'll have to work with Rigetti. How's that going to be? You scared?
Listen, I'll tell you, scared.
I could tell he is definitely not scared.
No, I would, if she starts doing the right thing, but I'll tell you what, everybody will know what's happening.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. And I'll give you some breaking news, and I've heard it from more than one source. And this is what I've heard. I'm not stating a fact.
Yeah.
But she's going to resign or retire or be gone by the end of the year, and they're going to appoint somebody else. And I heard that when I was running. They said that she ran because she had name recognition, and they were afraid I was going to win. That's the only reason why she ran.
So how does that work if they appoint somebody?
Well, then they got to put somebody else, like they do with the prosecutor. They get to pick. The Democratic Party will pick someone.
Oh, geez.
And I know who they're going to pick already.
Yeah,
so,
it's not going to be you, right? Even though you lost 500.
I don't think so. Yeah, even though I should say, hey, yeah, come on, guys.
Yeah. Wow.
No, but I mean, I see that happen. So if you see where she retires or resigns by the end of the year, you heard it here first.
Wow. All right, we'll remember that. Oh man, absolutely. Carol's going to resign.
Dale says, how about the pile of fire alarm systems that was ripped out 12 years ago and still?
That's on the. You're talking. It's got to be about Oak Hill, right? Probably.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But you saw the pictures at Oak Hill.
Yeah.
Here's a 5-story building. They completely heat and cool. Has no part of the floors have no windows, and we pay the bill because they're so far into that. For them to walk away now, because
why are they not fixing it up faster?
They're not going to fix it up
ever.
It has heating and cooling, but there's no window.
It's entirely heated and cool. Honest to God, I was in
it's
there.
Like every
I was in there summertime.
Middle class white dad's nightmare.
Now you guys,
heating and cooling the planet.
You guys loan money for homes, right?
Yeah.
Is there home inspections?
Everyone. Yeah.
Okay, I would love to see somebody go in there and inspect that. And say,
there's no. I saw the pictures. Yeah, there's no way.
Exactly.
I'll share the pictures on our page when we're done with this too. By the way, so you can check it. They're terrible.
It's that. And there's so many issues. When I started running, people come up to me and tell me they're doing this, they're doing that. I can't. I'm not going to go spread rumors.
Yeah.
But there's too many to be not. That's not happening.
Yeah.
It's just and why is it that the commissioners, the 3 commissioners, who spent $30 million at Oak Hill, have their offices on the second floor of the courthouse?
Where's their offices supposed to be?
Well, why wouldn't they be in Oak Hill? It's this beautiful panacea that they built with county dollars for the county office building, yet their offices are in the courthouse. I'm sure the prosecutors could use more room. I'm sure the judges could use more room in the courthouse.
It's a big building.
Man. It is a big building, but why are they there? Why are they in a marble
I can
building?
tell you why they're not there.
Because they're not going to Oak Hill.
Yeah, you should see these. I'll show you the pictures. They're terrible. We'll post the pictures after. Raymond Simon says, I'm going to be a good Democrat and vote for Geno 10 times. I heckled Santos on this podcast. So, Geno, did you
Rob
find
could take it? I seen him hitting the head with a chainsaw and he popped right up.
Oh, yeah. Geno, did you find your knee pads? I don't know what he's talking about there. Is that somebody being a jerk? Let's see here. That's extremely childish. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, she's responding to that one. Public servanthood is a thing of the past that needs to be revived. Geno run against Tito Brown in Youngstown.
I lost every precinct in Youngstown.
Every
precinct I lost in Youngstown and Camel. And I don't understand it, but I mean, it's.
Do you think it's the Democrat thing?
Oh, you think? Yeah.
That would be my guess.
Well, I'll tell you what, I won every precinct and 13 other outside of the city. Poland Township, New Middletown, Beloit, Sebring. I took a guy a sign in Beloit. I was taking my own signs out. And I was looking for this guy's house, and Beloit's quite a ways out there. I was out delivering signs all day, and this was the last one. It was the end of my route I made up, and I couldn't find him. And he asked for it on Facebook. So I tried to call him a messenger, just taking a shot. He goes, "Are you in a black Ford Edge?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "You're in my driveway." I said, "Oh, thank God." He goes, "I can't believe you come all the way out here to give me a sign." I said, "Why?" He goes, "We never see anybody from the county out here." I said, "Sir, I want to work for you.
Yeah.
This will be the least I could do."
Wow.
I said, I want to work for you. And believe me, the people out in the outlying areas see that too. They know they're not being represented.
The problem that I have is, again, and it's like I never noticed this stuff. So like I just have the huge problem with the same people being in charge forever.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And you can see it with, it's like they get a sense of entitlement across the board.
And it wouldn't be bad if they didn't have that sense of entitlement. Like if they were in there and they were doing good things but it just seems like it's, gross.
They lose track of why they're
Yeah.
is what it is.
Is that it?
Well, I'll say this, and he'd have to prove me wrong, but Ditzler thinks that that's his job, just like Carol thought it was her job. And how dare anybody run against him? How dare you take this is mine, and I'm going to give it to who I want to give it to.
Yeah.
Well, I'm here to say no. That's not how it works.
Yeah, it's crazy. And the reason we call Uncle Dave Ditzler, we call him Uncle Dave, is I totally set the guy up intentionally.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And because I had heard these things about this guy again from people saying, oh yeah, this guy's got, he thinks he's all this. He walks into bars. Do you know who I am? I mean, I've heard this, not just, and I'm not making this up. This is legitimate people messaging us. So he posted on Everything Austin Town, which we run. It's like 12,000 people. We run it. And I deleted the post just to screw with him.
No advertising on our.
No advertising, Dave. Just to screw with him. And I forget. I want to say I text Isaac. I texted.
You texted me and said,
I said, watch this. And he bit on that so hard where he posts, who are the admins? They're not even from Austin Town. How dare they?
What year did they graduate?
What
What year did
So-
graduate? That's the arrogance.
It's like,
That's
what?
pure arrogance.
And we have
How
two
dare
admins
you.
that are from Austin. And we just set it up. Like we interject, but again,
Yeah.
And your mother-in-law.
Yeah.
And she built that thing. We didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
She graduated from Austin Town. She says, I graduated from Austin. He asked her what year.
Yeah.
So then this guy starts coming directly at us. Like he called us clowns.
He called me a clown. He said, you're a clown like Geno's clown. in
Yeah.
circus, yeah.
He called, what else did he say? He said, and I'm like, this is a freaking.
Ironically, see, this is what I hate about Facebook. And what I love about Facebook,
Yeah.
I hate about Facebook. He called me a clown. He said some other stuff
Yeah.
about me, other stuff he's done to me. I was standing in front of him Sunday. You know what he just he
What he looked
looked
like.
like he saw a ghost. But
Yeah.
He didn't smile. He didn't call me a clown.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. But but to us, he's an elected official.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We
You
pay
gotta have-
this guy and he's attacking us.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right?
Well, I think he
Super
learned it
lame.
at Uncle Bob Hagen's thing. Uncle Bob Hagen.
Uncle
He
Bob.
attacked me, friend of mine. He
Uncle
called
Bob?
me-
Uncle Bob attacked-
Hagen.
you got
Oh,
attacked
my
by Uncle
God.
Bob too?
Please, are you kidding me?
That guy was something.
Yeah, he's something else.
Yeah.
He was he Uncle Bob Hagen attacked our buddy Rob Miller, who's a veteran. Okay.
No, he don't care.
No, he said, what did he say to you? I forget. It was something
He
about
said you're like a disgrace.
you're a disgrace of
to
a veteran
our armed forces
yeah.
and
Oh,
like
good
all this
Lord.
stuff.
He's a serving in the Navy currently.
See, they
like,
think they can get away. He thinks he can get away with
Yeah.
that.
Cool.
Yeah, Ditzler does too.
look, yeah, here he is. Look, Uncle Bob. Yeah, it's unbelievable, these guys. And then
Rob's gonna text it to us.
I'll tell you, yeah,
Yeah.
it was unbelievable. I mean, yeah. I invited him to the complaint department after that, and he declined Austin Town pitch class in 2006. It's unbelievable. So then, well, can I ask you total switch here?
Sure.
What was it like losing by 130 votes? Was that crushing, or was it what goes through your
I'll
head?
tell you the honest to God truth.
Yeah,
The
honest to
truth.
God. Like, what's your emotions?
Carol and Dave did me a favor
How so?
because the day that they announced that I lost by 130,
Uh-huh.
which I wasn't supposed to be close. I was supposed to be losing by 5,000. 2 days later, they fired Ricky Morrison.
Yes.
And then my whole mindset went to look what they did to him. I ain't worried about me. I got to do something for Rick because they can't do that to that guy. And they did it to him because he was a friend of mine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
it took it personal,
That drove
yeah.
me through it. And I'll tell you what, I understand. I'm a patient man.
Yeah.
I've been waiting how long for the Browns to win a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
So-
yeah, me too.
Did I want to win? Absolutely. Did I work hard enough? I hope so.
Uh-huh.
But here's the thing with elections and politics and everything else. I lost.
Yeah.
Okay, I lost by 130. That's very, very close. That was the closest race. Other than I think they said Judge Kirschbaum. I forget who ran against Judge Kirschbaum. That was the only other countywide race, and it was like 122. But it was an off-year election. It was a special election, whatever it was. But this race was about the closest ever in Mahoning County.
Yeah.
I say, listen, people, you did this wrong. You should have done that. You shouldn't have done this. Why did you do that? Why did your commercial say this? And here's how I explain it. I says, being a Browns fan, I absolutely expect the Browns to get to the Super Bowl in my lifetime.
Yeah.
They're going to be down by 2. They're going to line up for a 25-yard field goal.
Yeah.
Going to run out in the field. You're going to hear the foot hitting the ball, and you're going to hear doink, and they're going to miss.
Yeah. Wide right.
And when they miss, or it's going to hit the upright.
Yep.
It'll
Yeah.
hit the upright.
It'll hit the
That's the Browns.
It'll be
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be close.
Yep.
It'll hit the upright. And then everybody's going to say, hey, remember back in the third quarter, they should have challenged that play. Hey, remember when they ran? They should have thrown the ball. He was wide open. Everybody critiques everything.
Always.
Hindsight of
Always.
2020.
And if I let that bother me and I thought of every day, everything I did, I would have been crazy. And I'm not going to let it eat me. I want to serve the people, but it's not going to,
well,
control my life.
The Ricky Morrison thing really got me fired up.
Yeah.
And you too. And for those of you watching from home that aren't familiar, you've been living under a rock, but real fast review. During Geno's recount, Ricky Morrison, who was a janitor at the county.
He's back. He's
back.
They gave him his job.
Okay,
back.
so he's a janitor at the county, at the courthouse.
Yep.
Was sitting with Geno, supported Geno, voted for Geno, was seen by Carol Righetti at that thing.
Right.
And Righetti went up to him and said, "What are you doing?
She says, "Who are you? You look familiar."
There you go.
And he said, "I'm Ricky Morrison. I work at the." She goes, "Are you somebody else?" She said a different name. And he says, "No, I'm Ricky Morrison. I work at the courthouse." And she says, "Oh, wow. That's interesting. You work for us. Oh, wow."
And then 2 days later?
2 days later, his boss came up to him and said, "Ricky," he goes, "come to my office or whatever." He goes, "I hate to tell you this." He goes, "But I got to fire you." He said, "You're the last person I would ever say that to because you're a great worker."
2 days later.
2 days afterwards, that Friday or whatever. I think the recount was on a Wednesday. It was on a Friday. And Ricky says, "Can you tell me what I did?" He said, "It's from the commissioners. I got nothing to do with it." He goes, "I would never fire you."
Yeah,
that's why I hate politics.
Right
and
there,
they walked him out.
Yeah.
Well, that's politics, but we can change that. We
Yeah.
have to change that.
So they fire him.
They fired him.
They get called to the carpet. I mean, they get called out.
Well, I'll tell you,
Right?
Ricky called me on his way to his car.
Yeah.
And he said, "Carol just fired me." And I was working. I said, "What?"
Yeah.
He says, "Carol just fired me." So I called Anthony Trafficani.
Yeah.
And I says, "Anthony, what's going on?" He says, "Geno, I couldn't save his job." I said, "What do you mean? What's going on?" He goes, I couldn't save his job because they were going to get rid of him no matter what.
Yeah.
He said, "You know what you know." I said, "Jesus Christ, Anthony." I said,
Yeah.
"The kid got cancer." He goes, I know.
Yeah. And he's a cancer. Yeah. And by the way,
He had
he's a
cancer. The reason why he was working at the courthouse, he had his own very successful landscaping business in Poland.
He's from Poland. Yeah.
He's a Poland.
Yeah.
I mean, he was from South Range.
Yeah.
He's lived here for like 20 years. And that May, because he was helping me with my campaign, we were starting up, last May, and he didn't make a couple of meetings. And I called him up. I said, "Rick, what's going on?" He was almost crying. He goes, I got to tell you, I'm not going to be on. I can't, help you out for a while. He goes, "I got cancer." I said, "What?"
Yeah.
Because this kid's, he's 46 years
Yeah,
old.
right.
Kid,
Wow.
46.
Mm. Well,
And,
when you're 60,
when you're 60. But
so sorry.
he said, he goes, my doctor told me, he goes, you got to sell your equipment. You can't do that. If you don't sell it, your wife's going to have to sell it all because you're not going to be around. You have to quit that job.
Yeah.
You got to do that. So he sold his company or was selling his company and he had to find a job. The county was advertising for a janitor for 13 and change an hour, but they had the benefits.
So he took it.
So he went and applied and they hired him.
Wow.
And he was doing it. He still does an exemplary job.
Yeah.
He has people come up to him every day and tell him this place never looks so good. Never looks so good.
Wow.
Judges, the sheriffs down there, everybody said what a great job he does because he's a worker. He's not ready to, get lazy. He's not. He didn't take the job to not to work. You know what I mean? He took the job because he wanted to work and earn a living. I mean, it's not earning a living, but the benefits, especially now.
So he's doing a good job.
Yep.
They fire him 2 days later.
Yep.
And then he gets a lawyer, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
Sent him a letter.
Sent the commissioners a letter, the prosecutor, I think the commissioners.
Yeah. And then he gets reinstated.
About 11, 12 days later through the prosecutor's office. And I don't know exactly.
Which is weird, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Why would it go through the prosecutor? I never understood that either.
I don't know how it wound up in her hands because she was just appointed.
Right.
Gaines had just quit. She was just appointed.
Right. Which was also a whole shady
and
thing
her
too.
First act out of the gate.
Yeah.
Got them into a federal lawsuit.
Yeah.
Because she said it wasn't, it was the administrator that fired him too. I believe that's what she said. I don't remember exactly her statement. You can look it up. It's public record.
Yeah.
Under the Chandra law firm, the whole thing. And then they interviewed Anthony Trafficani.
Yeah.
And his statements are all over the paper. He told other people what happened, exactly how it went down. But they said yes, he could come back because he was never really fired.
Right.
He was fired. They walked him out, made him go out the front door, get your stuff and go.
So they said he was never fired.
Yeah, they said he's never fired, so he could just come back.
How is that possible?
Because
They were covered. They knew they were busted.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
But the shady stuff is too, which really drives me crazy. Is you had the recount 2 days later, he's fired. The commissioners are the only ones who can fire people.
Absolutely. Well, they found out that Audrey Tillis. They said it was Audrey Tillis and his boss, but they can't fire anybody.
Right.
Because the commissioners hire you and they fire you.
There was no meetings, no scheduled meetings per the Ohio Sunshine
That
laws.
came up with the Ed
You know that? Remember that stuff?
Vindicator.
So so that is another thing that was a problem. I mean, there's just so many shady stuff.
When this was all going down, did the news report?
Dead. Does the green one not work?
I
Hello?
don't think that one works. Did the news report? This one good?
Yep.
Did the news report on any of this?
They did some of it. And I was disappointed in some of the coverage because they said they weren't going to cover it. But then they had to. And they did.
So back to what we were talking about before. This is something where our podcast is good because the news doesn't want to touch it because it's hot.
Right.
But we're like diving in, and it's really, really sad. And I feel like before there was Facebook, none of this would have been
Oh,
exposed.
absolutely not. You think this
to
is
the
the
point
first
it
time
has.
Yeah.
they attack somebody for their
Yeah.
politics?
So then they feel
Believe
like
me.
they can get away with this, and now this time they got freaking shot down immediately, which is really, really good for the people of the county.
They can't do it anymore.
You know what I mean? So it's over. It's over whether they like it or not, and that is awesome. That is great.
It's very important.
We have now at that point, so we covered that. We have busted the Austin Town trustee Steve Kent with the emails.
Yeah.
I mean, this not just us. I mean, it's the
Yeah,
but it's the
everybody.
power
It's
of the
just
people at
technology.
this point.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? It really is. So you better be careful when you get elected.
Listen, I'm not afraid of anything. I mean, whatever I put, hey,
You got, but the thing is, like the politicians, these old school politicians, I don't think they realize it yet. They don't understand the power of social media and how people can.
What are some big you get in? What are some big things you want to do?
well, the first thing I would like to do, and the last time the county had a comprehensive audit was 2002. And that's not like I know Santos was talking about too. That's not a fiscal audit. That's where the auditor sent in a group of auditors and they tell you how you're doing things. Like at work, we have an ISO. It's called ISO. And we got paid to be ISO certified. We're a machine shop and motor shop, just like yours.
Yeah.
And we tell them how we do things. We have to have a book of how we do things. And you have to follow that. Lessons learned book. If something screws up, you don't do it twice. You know what I mean? You have a lessons learned book.
Okay.
And they tell you, I mean, they go through the steps and they tell you how you can improve. Well, the county hasn't done that. Thus, they hired at the foreman boardman last year. I brought up about Oak Hill. And Carol, when she deviated from her script, what she read, and then she said, I'll finish reading now. And I said, of course you will, because you don't have a clear thought.
Yeah.
Sorry. But she says, what he doesn't know is we've hired an administrator for the buildings. We're working together. The past is the past. The past is the past. Well, wait a minute, you're the past.
Yeah, right.
It's
You've been
not
doing
like
it for
this
so
happened
long.
when Somebody
Yeah.
else was here. You were there. That guy, I'm pretty sure that guy, they hired a secretary for him.
Mhm.
And now they added a secretary for his secretary. It's just the money they waste. But unless you're in there, I mean, I could say, like I told you, people come up to me at the Campfield Fair.
Yeah.
People come up to me in the grocery store. Hey, here's what they're doing. I heard stories where they allow so much money for the veterans in their budget. They tell the guy, don't spend it all because we need that money to fill in other gaps. I mean,
Wow.
and these are just stories. I don't know.
Yeah.
But what I do know and what I can find out, it's sickening. I mean, it's just, there has to be a better way until you account for every dollar and how to spend it and best practices. I mean, I had Dave Ditzler's wife, which she might be a fine lady. I don't know her, but she was counting my votes. The guy, you know,
Really?
yes, she works at the Board of Elections.
Wow.
It's very, I don't want to say incestuous, but it's very, the way they hire people. If there's a good job for $40,000, $60,000 a year, if you want to do that job, you should be able to apply and have a shot at that job. Believe me, I don't believe you do.
Yeah.
And another one of the things I'm going to do, look for it, guys. I'm going to ask for the resumes of their directors. I want to see their resumes. How qualified were they? And you're giving them this. How qualified are they? What do they tell you when you put them on? I want to know what their qualifications were for the job.
Yeah.
You know.
So you think they're playing buddy buddy? I've been it's a
I
rhetorical
really-
question.
I really
I know that. I'm
really-
sure they are.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure you got to know a guy to get a job.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this: that job that they fired Ricky from,
Yeah.
that they can't hire anybody for that job for
Right.
$13 an hour. Nobody wants to go down there and sweep the floor.
Well, you can go work at freaking
Exactly,
Starbucks for freaking
exactly.
$18 an hour.
Yeah,
I'm sure they
exactly.
listen to everything that they say too, and are very good employees. Because
Oh.
if not, you get fired if you just
Yeah,
You better
well,
bet-
no, only if you stand next to me.
Yeah, you
I
better
haven't- I
vote
don't
for
wanna
them
go-
too.
get in
I
line.
don't
or
go, I don't
else
go
you
to the
get
courthouse
fired.
in case they get, I don't want anybody to think that they're on Team Geno. Or anything.
Right,
Let me
geez.
ask you. So, do you know what? This is a fun one. Do you know what commissioners do? Do you have to be a commissioner to be a commissioner, or what did he say? What did he say? Like,
yeah, I wouldn't know what to do or whatever. I
yeah.
have
Do
no
you know what to do?
experience.
You have no experience being a
Well, I
commissioner.
can't wait till he says that. Dave, here's a heads up for you. I know you're listening. I'd like to say when he says that, I have no experience of being a commissioner.
Did he have experience being a commissioner
Well,
when he
I'm
was
going to ask the
elected?
room wherever
Yeah.
we are, and please, God, please, David, I want to debate you.
Yeah.
But I'm going to ask the people here. I want to see a show of hands. Who's been county commissioner? Then this guy's calling me a clown because I've never been a county
Yeah.
commissioner. He thinks you're all clowns, which he does. He thinks the people are clowns.
Yeah.
He thinks they're stupid the
Yeah.
way he acts. But we'll see.
Maybe we should have it. Maybe we should try and have a debate.
Oh, absolutely. Have him in here.
You want to have a debate, Isaac? We did a debate before. Remember?
We did.
We did with the school boards.
Oh, we did.
We should
did
do a
like
debate.
panel.
You want to do a debate?
Yeah, we could.
I'll
like-
do it. Absolutely.
I don't think. I bet.
I don't
Dave,
think
would
they
you do
will.
it?
No,
David, would you? I know you're watching.
Come on, you're watching.
they wouldn't.
Come on.
stoop to our level.
Dave, I will be
He's
totally
so much better.
non-biased.
He's so much better.
I
than
won't
this
call you Uncle Dave
Well,
one time, Dave.
Well, I'll tell you this: as far as debating, Dave,
Mhm.
there was I live in the 7th ward in Youngstown. There's a 7th ward
Yeah.
coalition,
Yep.
and they had a debate that Carol couldn't make. But when it was my turn, like through that door,
Yeah.
here comes Dave Ditzler. Dave Ditzler stood there and recorded my whole speech or whatever I was saying. And I said, you got a time?
He just stood in the doorway?
Yeah, no, well, he came in
Yeah.
the back of the room
It
and
recorded
just
it.
held his phone up. You can tell I love a camera. That
Yeah.
doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna hurt me with that. Come on.
Dave.
But he taped my
Why?
speech, and then I have no idea. Then he left.
Huh.
All right, I'm gonna set that up, Dave. I'll do it. I'll be non-biased. We'll be non-biased.
Just ask our question.
Ask our questions. We'll take questions from people and we'll ask them. And we'll
Yeah,
give everybody. We'll do it. And we won't even do it in the studio. We'll do it somewhere neutral. Oak Hill.
Upstairs.
We'll do it.
Right next to the fire.
We'll
Did
department.
do it.
he say he would do it?
I don't think so. It's out there, Dave. I'm gonna email you tomorrow, Dave. It's on there. Look, everybody wants it, Dave. Everybody wants it. We'll be straight, narrow, easy. Well, I mean, we'll make it fair. He doesn't have the balls. Wow, that's rough.
I would love to have debated a Carol a couple of times.
That's funny. All right, so let's see here. So county commissioner, what are you in charge of? You're in charge of what?
Buildings,
Buildings,
the budget.
the budget.
You set the budget, but I think the courts could take whatever they want,
Okay.
and the board of elections can go against them.
Okay. Roads,
Every-
not
every-
roads. Some
Well,
roads.
well, here's another thing. I saw a comment where Ditzler, there was a thing, and he says, "Oh, that's the engineer. Go talk to the engineer." Well, wait.
I
a minute.
remember that.
He's in
too.
charge.
Minute.
He's
Now
in
here-
charge of them.
Well, he's not in charge of them. That's
Okay.
his own. He's an elected official. They're not in charge of each other. In the Teamsters, they used to call him Barnes. That's
Okay.
his barn. I don't have nothing to do with that.
Okay.
Listen, if these people entrust me with their vote, they make me the county commissioner.
You can still go.
Everybody sees that. He should have went out and he should have made some kind of overture and says, "Hey, you know what? I'll talk to the engineer about that and
Yeah.
see what I can do."
See what you could do. Right.
You work
That's
for
not my-
us for
it's not my-
$100,000
It's
a
not
year.
my
Not my
area.
barn. Not
Yeah.
my barn.
Not
That's
my
what
lane.
That's what the
Not my-
Teamsters
yeah.
used to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, everybody has their own, their
Well-
own teepees. But
Well,
I
that's
wanna
like
be-
us working at a bank. Somebody calls me and says, "Hey, I have a problem with my checking account," which we don't
Right.
do checking accounts.
Right.
We would be like,
Don't
"No,
you tell
sorry.
them answer?
Sorry, I can't help.
Is that what you do?
That can't help you. Gotta go. Bye. Hang up."
Really?
No,
I
you
mean,
know,
you're
you
gonna be
refer
like-
them to somebody, or
And
you say, "Let me
being-
see what I can do."
Being
Here's
an
the
elected
thing.
official, you have that power to be like, you have the ultimate excuse. I was elected by
And you
these
have the
people
bully pulpit to
yeah.
say that.
Yes.
And have it mean
to
something.
go in there
Yes.
and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing here? I'm here because I'm elected, and
Right.
the people are having this issue. What
And-
are we doing to fix it so I
Right.
can get back to them?"
And ladies and gentlemen, listening, if the job pays $100,000 a year,
That's crazy.
I would
by the way.
immediately. Well,
I'm gonna
listen,
run.
and that's set. Well, that's set. Come on, you want to run
Dude,
against me?
you
Go ahead.
could be the Republican candidate.
I want to run as an independent.
That's
Can I run as an
Ditzler probably
independent.
write you a check.
Ditzler will pay you to run against him.
He's recruiting people to run against me.
What are you running on? I'm here for the $100,000.
You know what? You might get some votes. They're saying that's the truth.
I'm gonna be totally honest. Why are you running? I want
Anybody who
100,000.
knows me knows. Honest to God, I don't lie because I'm not good at it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get a little bit of anxiety, and people have anxiety. Don't lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I can't lie because I don't want to get caught lying.
Like
if
all
I'm
of you
if I'm
people.
at a football game
Yeah.
and I see some empty seats, I'm not moving down because some 12-year-old kid's not gonna come by and say, "Daddy, he's in my seat."
Right.
I'll take the seat I could pay for. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
There
saying?
you go.
I'm not gonna get embarrassed like that.
All right.
But for $100,000 a year, I expect. My wife said, "You really want to do that?" And I says, "Yes, I want to help people." And more than anything, look, my whole thing. The reason
Yeah.
why I'm even here
Yeah.
is because things happened in my life probably the last 5 or 6 years, and I never would have predicted this for me. I
Yeah.
was happy driving my truck,
Yeah.
but I was able to get a pulse of, or I had the pulse of some people,
Yeah.
and they liked me. They, you know.
Yeah.
And I can't waste that. I can't waste all the people that supported me with their time and their money last time. If I walked away after losing by 130 votes, I would be disappointed. I would be disappointing myself. Right now, I'm not disappointed in myself.
Right.
But if all those people who worked it, I know what it means. I know what they did. They stood and helped at events, and they went out signs and talking to people.
Yeah.
Then I'm just another politician. Well, I gave it a shot.
Right.
I got a passion for this because I want to do the right thing, and I want to prove that these people made the right choice in voting for me, and the ones that didn't, I'm going to let them off the hook.
I got a couple fun questions for you.
Sure.
What kind of truck you drive?
96 Kenworth.
Kenworth.
Yeah,
Mm.
It's a straight truck.
Were you one of those old drivers that complained about the automatic logging when the automatic
Yeah,
logging
we don't
came
have
out?
automatic. We have log.
You have the logbooks
So
still?
we only need with like
Okay.
170 miles, or as a
Yeah.
crow
You don't go
flies.
very far though, right?
Oh,
So,
that's
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
you
don't
don't have to
have
do that.
to.
You
Right.
don't have to do.
Yeah.
Which you probably complain about that though, being
Yeah,
an older
I did.
driver.
Being
All the older
much
driver
older, yeah.
always complained about
You know,
that.
actually, when I spent a year in Florida, worked in Florida, and not in jail. Don't think I said spent a year in Florida in prison.
Yeah.
But they had those clocks on there.
Yeah.
And the guys be driving down the road, and they'd hit them. They said, "That's all you got to do. It messes it all up."
Yeah.
I said,
They hated it.
I got real question here.
Go ahead.
This is gonna be a humdinger here.
That's fine.
You introduced Trump Jr. Is that what it was?
I did.
Do you that is a again national politics, I'm just bleh.
Yeah.
Do you think that hurts you or helps you?
No, I don't think either way. I
Okay.
believed in what he was saying, and I
Okay.
believed in what President Trump did.
Okay.
And I had a group that told me I was too Trumpy. They were never going to support me.
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, that's fine." I said, "But the guy really just did the right thing. I don't like the way he talks, but you can't control that. I don't
Yeah.
care. I would trade that for what we have now.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? Are
Yeah.
you kidding me? Look, we got a guy nominating a woman for the Supreme Court that doesn't know what a woman is.
Yeah.
She said that's above my pay grade. I don't know what a woman is.
And I think Trump is just I like you said, he's just if he would have kept his mouth shut. But again, it's him. You know, it's like telling me to keep my mouth shut. It's impossible. It's not going to happen.
Is right.
You know, it's just not going to happen.
If you ask my opinion, I'm going to give it. He didn't care.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
He was attacked from day one.
Oh yeah.
When I saw Trump come down, and I said I voted for Ross Perot.
Yeah.
I'm pro-life. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
pro Second Amendment.
Yep.
My wife won't let me buy a gun that I can't carry. She
Yep.
said, "You don't need an AR-15." I said, "Okay, then I'm gonna buy another pistol."
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I have guns. I mean,
Yep.
I don't want to go out and shoot anybody. I used to hunt. I
Yeah.
don't hunt now. But as far as national politics, I don't want men competing against women. I think
Right.
that's totally wrong.
Yeah,
I think that anybody with a daughter that could vote for that, and
Yeah.
anybody supports that, there's a mental disorder. They're letting 6-year-old kids decide what they want their
Yeah.
sex to be.
Yeah.
Come on, 6 years old.
Yeah. No,
You don't know yet. You're 29. You're just a kid, and you don't know yet.
I think possibly could be a girl.
Well,
I could be.
well, you wouldn't have to worry about me. I'm married, and I wouldn't because you're not that cute.
You're looking real cute over
I'm
there. That's what I was about to
telling
say.
We should
I've
show.
heard Sean Connery, I've heard-
show him the picture. Remember you dressed up as a girl?
Yeah, my wife. We did like a YouTube video where my wife
Wow.
did my
Wait,
hair,
listen,
did
listen.
my hair and makeup, and like I looked in the mirror and I just saw my sister.
It
I
looked
was like,
so
oh
much
my
like our
God.
sister. Like,
what the
you
hell?
did a side by side. It was like, oh my god! Like it was the scariest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Um,
terrifying.
All right. So you used to be a hunter?
Yeah.
I was
we
saving this for 7 minutes left. I was saving this to
Right.
the end. So you used to be a hunter?
Yeah, I've hunted. Absolutely.
Did you ever shoot a deer?
No, I haven't.
I
And only because I didn't want to go deer hunting. I mean, I don't.
Turkey?
We've
Duck?
shot some turkey,
Rabbits?
duck, a lot of duck,
Rabbits?
duck, rabbits, squirrels.
Did you ever shoot a Mill Creek Park deer?
No. Now listen, we're going to talk. I hope you have
You know what?
7 minutes.
The
What
park-
exactly.
The park isn't what it used to be. That's for sure.
But it's not. Listen. I told you I went to Volney Run. My whole thing, I'll tell you the whole thing with the
All
park.
right, I'm ready.
There's more than a couple of people. You guys keep saying a couple of people. There's more than a couple of people
Okay.
that this is affecting. Now, if there was as many deer in the park as they say there were, and I'm going to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
It would be like the Serengeti, like the antelope running across the Serengeti. You'd have stampedes. No, I'm telling you, if there's that many deer, they're going to run in a herd.
Okay.
What's the ODNR say? How many deer is too many?
Well,
Was it
they're
40?
saying no. What they say 20. I think 20 per
20.
square mile.
Yeah.
This is a park. Again, this is a park. Maybe that's in the wild. I don't know how many deer are there. I'm not a deer expert.
Okay.
I don't know. But I can look in the park. And I've seen what deer can do to trees. The trees are scaled all the way up. There's no pictures of that.
There are though
Where are they at?
on Facebook on the Mill Creek Park page. They're all over the
I didn't
place.
see those.
They're-
I'm
they're
just
on
saying
there.
there's
They're on there. I'll
there's-
show you. You got to go look.
if
at
there's
the
too
page.
many deers, you got to call some of them.
Okay.
But what these people are doing and what they're saying, and I know what the arrogance of government is.
Yeah.
Believe me, I've seen it firsthand. I've lived.
So you feel like they're being arrogant about it?
Absolutely. If you go to the
In
doctor,
what way?
okay, if you go to the doctor to get diagnosed,
Mhm.
hey, Isaac, we found something on your leg.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to have to cut your leg off.
You're gonna get a second opinion.
Do you say, wait a minute, before you cut my leg off, I want to ask somebody else? No, we're not sure. And Mr. Young sat here and I heard him say, it don't matter if there's 300 or 100, there's too many. Well, Isaac, it don't matter if your leg really needs cut off or not. We don't like that on there. We're just going to cut your leg off.
Mm.
These people they're passionate. And I understand that.
Yeah.
They deserve to get a second count. I would like to know where this company came from. I heard on Rivers the one day that they did one of these other things. That's not like they do this all over the world. And this is their their purview.
Well,
This is what they do every day.
they do a lot of it. I did some research on it. If you go, they've been up for like 15 years. They've been doing the aerial studies for like 10.
Wow.
The problem is if it's over 20 is too many, and they said 800. Even if it's 100, it's too many.
Well, what they said was there's 387 per square mile. And Denny
87%.
Malloy.
That is so much.
But how big is it? I mean, is there? Do we know there's that many? They might have been walking through at that time. You know what I mean? Listen, I honest to God,
So what would make you happy? Another survey?
absolutely. Or this
I
board.
think they said it was a couple like 30K for another.
Well,
one.
here's
okay. Well, they're spending how much on golf simulators?
yeah.
Right.
Here's what I'm getting.
Right.
When I was a kid, I'm going to tell you. Let me get my
Yeah, go
when I
ahead.
was a kid story. I used to go down to the goldfish pond. We used to feed the goldfish.
You're not
Now you
allowed
can't
to.
feed the goldfish. We used to go to Lake Newport and rent paddle boats. I had
Yeah.
pictures of me and my wife out there.
Yeah.
I rode on paddle.
You can do kayaks now.
Kayaks is not a paddle boat. They've ruined.
Then
well,
they put in
ruined that.
goddamn
Guardrails
guardrails.
that are metal. They're metal and they got metal
Damn
signs.
metal guardrails
They got metal
to
signs. in there.
protect the people. Look
And I
so
think-
ugly.
I think maybe Ditzler sold them the steel. Doesn't he work for a steel company or something?
Probably.
So, but here's the thing: these people need their minute. Other than the board sitting up there and ignoring them. When Young says, "Oh, we're only going to take 100 deer,"
Yeah.
but the more we take, the less the cost goes
Okay.
down.
We get another
So-
test. We get another test done.
Absolutely.
There's 100 deer. Do we still go in and
If-
shoot
if
the deer?
They need to be. if
Those
they need to
people
be-
won't care. They're
They'll
gonna
burn the
fight it.
park to the ground before
No,
they.
they won't. And as far as that petition, they're set up now.
It's
as
a
metro
it's a
park.
political
metro
thing,
park.
is all
It
it
is.
is. I
It's a
know.
metro park. If they can remove that distinction, then the board
Yeah.
goes away and somebody else appoints a new board.
So here's my take on this the whole political thing, and I think you and I are going to agree on this. The representation is very important,
It is.
and it doesn't happen right now
Well, there's no recourse against the people
Bingo.
making
because
the
the
things,
judge picks the
decisions.
board,
Right,
and then the board picks the committee,
right.
and then they hire everybody. And
Right.
that there's no direct correlation,
But
right?
that's by state statute as
Yeah.
a metro park. That's how it's set
That's
up.
crazy.
I like Judge Russo. I know
Yeah.
Judge Russo. He's a good guy.
So that's not just Mill Creek. That's the whole.
Any metro
Yeah,
park
that's
system.
crazy.
Yeah,
And they're doing it to keep politics out.
yeah, but that'll take forever. It'll take forever.
Yeah.
If they did a petition, it would take forever to get that. If Al's talking about it, Catrona, and I think even Lauren McNally said about, we'll have to see how the borders think. But did you notice their meeting the other night? The one meeting, I was the only one there.
Okay.
Lauren McNally came in. The last meeting they had, Carol was there. Dave was there.
Well, now they're going to be all over it.
Well, yeah, because it's getting attention.
Yeah.
And it was number one, it was a photo op for him.
Yeah.
Because I got a ton of pictures I could send you with Dave Ditzler with a giant check of your money.
Yeah.
Giving away.
Yeah.
And just on a side note, I had a girl from Camel text me yesterday. She said that their city council went to the commissioners and said, we're in trouble. We don't have an ambulance. Could you please help us? And they said, no, there's nothing we can do.
Wow.
Well, back in April 22, I have the Vindicator article. Carol says, oh, we're going to have a meeting in about a month and we're going to see what we can do about this. And they have meetings, but they don't do anything.
The
Something needs to be done. It is. It's bad for everybody. It is.
It's a mess.
I'll tell you what, I talk to people in nursing homes.
Yeah.
If somebody's on a respirator, they got to be transported in an ambulance with a what do you call it? Oh my goodness, I can't think of it. My sister, respiratory therapist, the whole thing. They're taking people for their doctor's appointments. The ambulance was getting a call, and the people were stuck there. And they'd call the nursing home and says, "Come get your patient." Well, we can't pick them up. We don't have, we don't have that. That has to be addressed, and they're not addressing that. They're not addressing the problem with the water in the Jackson Milton district.
Okay, what's that
district.
one? Oh, that one.
They took it over. I forget what year they took it over. And Ralph Meacham actually lives out there in Lake Milton.
Yeah, that's the auditor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, he's the only Republican county official.
Okay.
But the city of Youngstown, MVSD has been raising their rates in that district to everybody since 2008. Every year they add a little bit more, add a little bit more. Well, the commissioners totally ignored it. They just ignored the rates. So they're paying almost nothing for their water. Well, now the commissioners are saying, well, this is going to cost us so many millions of dollars. We're going to have to sell it. That's an asset. You have that asset, a water system. If you want to bring in companies, you say, hey, we have water. We could do this for you. We have that. They want to sell it to either Youngstown or Aqua. And I went out to a meeting in North Jackson, and the commissioners were there, and they had representatives ready to make them an offer from Aqua and Youngstown. They all wanted this because they had to get rid of it. And I asked the one commissioner, I says, you haven't raised the rates, or I says, you're behind because they don't pay enough for the water. You never raised the rates. She goes, well, COVID happened. I said, that was 2020. You're talking 12 years. What about the 12 years before that? Someone else says, well, it all depends. The EPA might cause us, to treat the water differently.
What is that?
I says, wait a minute. Where's your water treatment plant?
Yeah.
You don't have a water treatment plant. I says, you could treat the water in Lake Milton as much as I could treat it when I turn on the tap at my house, because that's where it comes from, the MVSD.
Yeah.
Youngstown doesn't treat clean water. They treat dirty water. And you have the sanitary district.
Wow.
It's all BS. They want to sell it. They got themselves behind on it.
Yeah.
They ignored the problem because they didn't want to piss anybody off.
So you follow all this. You follow. Listen to him.
listen,
He knows all this stuff.
Yeah, I don't follow.
You have to. I know you have to.
It's so hard.
Because
There's so much stuff though.
It is. Plus, I work. I actually do have a job. That's what's tough. But I mean, I can't quit my job to do this. But I'll
you will when you will if you get elected.
Oh,
right?
Absolutely. Well, 100% of the time, the people know
freaking making 100,000. He's gonna be freaking driving around in a limo.
They deserve it.
$100,000. You're gonna be driving around in a limo.
Well, I'll reinvent the position.
What's the hours? What's the hours for a commissioner?
You'd have to ask them, but it's 9 to 5. Where they have jobs.
Wait, they have jobs too?
No, please.
I
don't think Carol has a job.
I could be a loan officer on top of that.
Absolutely, you could do that. It's
shit. We could.
There's
dude.
Have you seen mortgage? Be elected the paycheck.
Have you seen mortgage rates right now? We have a lot of free time. We have a lot of. Gino, you need a helper driving, guys.
I'll drive you around.
I'll tell you what, we're hiring.
I'll drive you around
as long as you can pass the drug test.
Yeah.
And put a chain on a bike. That's what Kovac said. If I can find a kid that can put a chain on his bike, because no kids ride bikes anymore.
I can put a chain on a bike and I'll pass the
chain on a bike.
Can
you flip upside down?
There you go. Hey, you're hired. You should have been at the job.
Will my sleepy gummies that I take that the THC?
If they have THC, you might be screwed. You might be hosed.
My sleepy gummies?
Yeah.
If they have THC.
Our customers demand. They even want to see our medicine cabinet because we have to fill out a list. If we take out a Band-Aid,
if it has THC, they're going to accuse you of smoking weed.
But we do work on customer sites.
Yeah.
And they ask to see our medicines cabinet, see what we're taking out of it, because if we're prone to injuries, they don't want us on their property.
Seriously?
Yeah, honest to God, because you could get hurt. They don't want you hurt on their property.
Wow.
Absolutely.
It's truck tough. Drivers and like some
you can't tell me truck drivers aren't on
diabetic medication, because a lot of them are on speed.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can't tell me truck drivers ain't
random test them all the time. But a lot of the diabetes medicine will trigger it sometimes.
Really?
So you have to tell them that, hey, I'm on
diabetes medicine.
I know. I'm just saying.
Well, if I'm gonna fail a drug test because of my sleepy gummies, I'm just gonna start smoking weed.
I don't know. I don't know how
What the
much.
hell?
I don't know. It depends on how much is in it, but you will piss hot if you're.
Really?
Yeah.
I had a cousin who recently sold us here in town.
Yeah.
And he got so many people who were flunking a drug test. When he had an applicant come in, he says, you pay for your drug test when you go for it. And if we hire you or if you test negative, then I'll pay for it, whether you take the job or not. But you pay for it up front. He said, half the
nobody
people,
will pay
they
for
won't
it.
do it because he says, why should I pay for these guys? They know they're going to fail the test. They go take the test and they send me a thing and I can't hire them.
Oh yeah, we have a bone to pick with you.
That's fine.
You almost killed our friend.
Listen,
You almost
on
killed.
him.
Remember that?
Didn't you like pull a ladder?
Yeah,
out from
you
him?
I kicked the ladder.
We heard. So listen, if you're watching from home, he almost killed Santos.
No, I didn't.
We heard.
Santos is a little guy too.
Santos asked me, say, do you have a chainsaw? And honest to God, I try to tell nobody no. I try because I feel bad. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And when I ask somebody for something, they tell me no. I say, oh, okay, I'll remember it next time. But I did. We went over to cut down some trees. Now I got a chainsaw. We got a wood burner.
So Santos goes up on the ladder.
So I'm cutting them from the ground, throwing a rope on them.
Okay.
So he said, I bought this ladder. I'll go up there and cut that branch. I says, wait, let's see where it's going to fall, Rob. Let's see where it's going to fall. His wife was on the patio and he's cutting it. It started to come down. I said, Rob, wait. She yells, Rob, wait. Next thing I know, boom, he hit the ground. I said, oh, no.
How far did he fall?
He was probably 8 foot up a 10-foot.
Wow.
ladder.
Damn.
With the running
hit him in the head.
chainsaw.
It hit him in the
Damn.
head.
He's lucky he didn't kill him.
Yeah. He did. He hurt his ankle, but he was all right. He shook it off. We had to call in the troops.
So think about falling and
see
then
that
the
ladder?
chainsaw.
I mean, it crinkled the ladder.
The ladder
branch
was
probably, I said a branch, but it was probably this big around.
Damn.
He would not have gotten my vote had he killed our friend Santos.
Oh, man.
It's like
Damn.
Santos sent me the picture. I'm like, what the hell happened? He's like, Geno almost killed me.
Oh,
That was legitimately what I was like, wow.
Yeah, I give him my 2 ice packs when I had my knee surgery. So I try to.
I mean, I'll give him my endorsement. I still live in Mahoning County. I'll vote for you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm
Dude, I'm not.
absolutely.
Listen,
Over Uncle Dave. Uncle Dave said too many mean things.
I'll tell you what, Uncle Dave, you can convince me to vote for you if we do a debate next, like in the I would say in the fall, right? Well, actually, we do spring next year because the election's not till 2024. You got some time still.
Oh yeah, we do.
We'll
But it's a grind.
Yeah,
It is a grind. I mean, I do. I literally talk to people every day,
yeah.
and people come up to me and talk to me.
Do people recognize you?
Yes,
I bet
they do. And I tell you what, it's very humbling.
Yeah.
And it's very hard because they know who I am and I have no idea who they are, a lot of them. And I say, I'm sorry. They say, oh, you wouldn't know me, but I know who you are. And I said, thank you very much. I said, just support me and get me 3 votes.
I'm gonna if you get elected, first thing I'm gonna do is
Don't ask for a
come
job,
to your
'cause I'm not
office and
promising
see
jobs.
if we can start something up to get wooden guardrails in the park.
Absolutely. And wooden signs. Cause I know a guy with a router. He needs some work. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just saying back the park when the park was what it was.
Yeah,
They're
I know.
making
I
it
was
something.
messing
They're
with you.
commercializing it.
Yeah.
And the people that love the park, that live around the park, they're totally ignoring them. And I can't stand for that. And I'm sorry. I'm like I said, I'm passionate.
It's like an attraction thing. They're trying to get more people, as many people. In the park as they can.
See. I personally love the park. I go there just about, I would say, 4 times a week, walking around. Like I hike 5 miles every day. Wherever I go to the park, go to Boardman Park. I like it. I guess my problem is, and people are like, why do you have such a bad problem with the deer people? Why do you have the problem I have is I see these people making these comments, and they can have the opinion they want to save the deer. They can have the opinion, I don't want these deer to be killed, but
Right.
they're not doing that. They are making comments and making stuff up. At least what I feel they're making up. And
Because they just don't want the deer to die.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
they won't
Yeah.
say that. So they start making all this stuff up, and it doesn't do them any favors.
Well,
That's my
Just
problem.
making
People
up
are- they're-
imaginary
I think-
data. Or
Is it
they're-
emotional?
They're venting and they're passionate. I mean,
Man, but
that's
Yeah, they live around the park. They're feeding these deer. They feel like they're pets, and then one day they're not going to show up. I get that, but at the same time, it's like if the park is too many deer, the park is too many deer, and you have to do something.
now
You
give me
can't-
2 minutes because
go ahead.
there was something what you did. You guys put on a thing of them killing the coyotes. And I know
That's sweet.
you're well, listen, I'm telling you.
I mean,
And
how cool was that? Night vision.
that was cool. That was cool. Hey, I've seen them do it with wild hogs only, and they
Yeah.
drop a net over them and then
Yeah.
they shoot them in the thing.
Yeah.
But did you read the description afterwards? And my point was, okay, that's right. That's how good these sharpshooters are. If Young wants to do this, send a video camera out with the sharpshooters.
Oh, we asked him to.
Videotape the deer
You
getting
know how
shot.
pissed
and
those
then
people
put-
would be, though.
Oh my
those
God.
deer people.
I
They're
asked him. We asked him to
so
do it, and he said
mad.
no. We said
Absolutely
we wanted
not, they
videos.
wouldn't do it.
I want video of that.
So I
I
mean,
do too.
nobody wants to see sausage being made, but everybody liked it.
Yep.
But if you're gonna say, well, these sharpshooters, look how good they are killing these coyotes. Well, show them shooting the deer. When people see the truth.
Yeah.
I listen.
Do you think there's a danger with the sharpshooter?
There's got to be some in there danger. There has to be.
Absolutely not. They are trained professionals. Did you
Oh
see
my
those
God.
videos? Those dudes freaking sniping those in between cows. They're sniping those coyotes.
I don't know.
Well, I'm sorry. I know what a gun can do.
Yeah.
I know what a gun can do, and I don't want it pointed where it doesn't have to be. I mean,
That's rule number one of hunting. It's like,
Yeah.
and that's as a hunter, like I hunt a lot. Okay. And that's another thing where all the time. Yeah. And I get very defensive too. Another reason why people are like, why are you so, some of the stuff they're saying about hunting and hunters kind of pissed me off.
Yeah. Well, one of the biggest advocates for deer is Denny Malloy.
Damn.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying.
I know, but he gave me a really nice knife, by the way. But anyways,
I use that on my property all the time.
The problem is, like, they were saying stuff. It's like, oh, a hunter's gonna shoot my house, but okay, a good hunter's not even gonna go near your house. I'm gonna, and it's like I'm gonna perch and I'm looking where I'm shooting. You always shoot. You don't look where you shoot. You look what's past where you shoot. It's like hunting 101 kind of stuff. And I guess again, I probably
and Denny's got a bone to pick with the park too. He's got an axe.
He does have an axe.
He has an axe.
We've never discussed that.
Yeah.
He got kicked off the board.
Oh, well, the board they dissolved because they didn't have anything to do because there was no complaints about deers hitting cars or well, maybe I don't know. I did hear that. I think I heard that on your show.
Okay.
But all
Some of your guys with this.
any hate mail?
No, you did all right. There were a couple rude comments. But
it was weird because I don't know if he was. They were very strange. I don't know if it was directed at you.
This is a total setup. You want me to say, hey, Jacob, would you like to? He has some questions he'd like to ask you.
What would he like to
in
ask?
Mahoning County?
This is a total setup.
This is absolutely. He's gonna.
Hey, Jacob, what would you like to ask Mr. Difabio?
Geez, you got it right.
Does he think that all Mahoning County should be union positions?
They're all bargaining agents now. I mean, the sheriffs, the janitors, everyone is.
They're all union now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you want? What do you want me to say? I'm anti-union. I was the only one who was in a Teamster. I sued the company I worked for.
Why'd you sue?
See, this is bullshit. Well, because they screwed us over.
How so?
I worked at Peter J. Schmidt
Mhm.
in Austintown.
Mhm.
It was with this company. Peter J. Schmidt just came in. They bought the Santisi Produce Company, and that's where we were. So we were supplying all the produce and meat for these stores.
Santisi.
Santisi.
Yeah, I remember this. Yep.
Yeah, they kept Don Santisi on for 5 years to manage the place. They had Golden Dawn Foods in Newcastle or Sharon.
Yep.
And they had a place in Akron. Well, Schmidt wanted to have one warehouse, one distribution center. Peter J. Schmidt put them all together. So I was on the bargaining thing because I was a shop steward and that. And they told us, you got to pass this contract because if we don't, we won't get it. They'll build it somewhere else. And they even brought Jim Trafficant in. And he goes, you guys got to sign this contract and we'll have the hammer in 5 years or else, if you don't do this, you're all going to lose your jobs. And this was like 1985 when there was no jobs.
Right.
So we voted it down because it was ridiculous wages.
Okay.
There was people making $20 in Sharon and Akron, the Teamsters.
Yeah.
And we were making $8 an hour,
Wow.
$9 an hour because they pushed this contract on these 5 guys. Then they brought in like 40 guys to work at this warehouse. The older guys kept their money. So then they came back again and they said, look, we don't know where we're going to build it yet, which was an lie, of course, because as soon as we passed the contract, they immediately broke ground.
Right.
But they says, but whatever they make, you make. We have to have this to get our money to start this project. And whatever these other unions settle for, that's what you'll make. So you'll be protected. We just, that's a gentleman's agreement. It's if it's verbal and all this stuff. Well, it convinced enough guys, 40 guys, to vote for it.
Yeah.
So we voted for it, and the unions in Sharon and Akron, they weren't going to come over under that contract until they started that building because then they'd be part of 377. Right. Well, as soon as they opened that building, these guys all went on strike. Because they weren't going to work. By then it was up to like, I don't know, $9, $10 an hour, whatever. They were used to making 20, 25, some of them. So they went on strike. So the company settled with them. So I said, okay, we did your, what you wanted. We passed this thing. I says, what about us? You're going to bring our wages up? You got a contract you signed. I said, wait a minute, that's bullshit. No, you got a contract. I said, oh, really? So we sued him. It was me and the class versus Peter J. Schmidt. They said this. I mean, who knows? There was 40. It was a long time
Did
ago.
you win?
Well, they closed before we ever got it settled. They
Oh,
closed before they ever got out of it. But you could Google Geno Difabio, I think, versus Peter J. Schmidt.
Okay.
That's still out there.
wow.
But they wanted somebody else. I don't care. They screwed us. Listen,
Yeah.
my life, I was raised by two beautiful people.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that right
Yeah.
now. When I hold a door open for an older person or somebody whose bags are full, I know my mother and father are smiling.
Yeah.
Because that's the right thing to do.
Absolutely.
I know they're smiling in heaven. They both passed. I want to do the right thing all the time, whether it's a Peter J. Schmidt as a member of the union, whether it's for the county, whether it's for my sisters, whether it's for that Austin Town trustee. What the hell's his name? Oh, yeah, Santos.
The guy you
I just
killed.
want to just do the right thing, help people do the right thing, and leave some kind of mark. And that's
Santos does that too. He tries to help.
He does.
He really does.
All right, so we're at an hour and 15 minutes, which is insane. That's the fastest hour and 15 minutes ever.
It was quick.
You want to give we're gonna have you back on because we got time. We'll have you back on. We got lots of time. Maybe we'll do a winter one, and obviously before the election, because I said, I support you because not just because of the Ricky Morrison thing just drove me. They could lie, they can do all this stuff, but when you add it all up, there's no denying it.
Right.
Put lipstick on a pig, it's pig kind of thing, right?
You might see some action shortly, so we'll see.
Oh, I hope so. So we'll have you back on, and again, it's just change. Time for change in our area.
Yeah,
you and I have said that since day one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, this area has voted Democrat forever, and I was a Democrat until 2015, but I always voted for people. But there was never a Republican primary because there was never anybody to vote for.
Yeah.
And I knew I was a conservative. I was always been a conservative. So when finally Trump started saying what I've been saying, I mean, I was going to the steel mills in 2005, 2006, and we were getting crushed by China because they were dumping all their steel here. Everybody says, stand up for steel. Nobody's standing up for us. Nobody's helping us. You know what I mean? And Trump was the first one I saw that says, hey, we could fix that. Here's how we fix it. And I just wanted somebody to fix it. Just do the right thing. There's people here. It's like we were drowning. When the steel mills closed, we were drowning.
Yeah.
All they had to do was throw us a life preserver. And they weren't
Nobody
going to throw us
did.
a life preserver.
Yeah.
I think Trump says, you know what? I know what's wrong with it. I know, and I can fix it.
Yeah.
And I support the president.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to do the right thing. I want people to do the right thing for the country. It's not the right thing to the country what they're doing in our schools. It's not the right thing to the country what they're doing at the border. There's so many things that they're doing wrong. It will be easy to vote for any Republican.
Yeah.
Other than this guy we got in the White House.
Yeah.
And anybody who could stand up and say, I'm a proud Democrat, well, that goes all the way to there. So explain this to me.
That's from a national level, but from a local level,
we just need change.
We need change, and I don't care if it's a Republican, I don't care if it's a Democrat, I don't care if it's an independent.
Good people,
and we need good people.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
I don't give a shit what
Republican, Democrat.
I literally don't care.
I really don't either.
Yeah.
I wish it was nonpartisan. I mean, I wouldn't care. But however, this is the way it is.
Yeah. It sucks.
It's the party, it's the mindset, it's the attitude that they just win.
Crazy.
And if you try to stop us, here's what we'll do to you.
Yeah.
They didn't have anything on me. They couldn't hurt me. So they try to crush a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And do you think that's the when they did that too?
Oh,
I don't think so.
Oh, they
it's the first time they got caught. No, probably
not
the first time.
And they try and do shit with the elections too.
I give Ricky a lot of credit because nobody stands up to him. Oh my God!
And they try and do shit with the elections. Remember what they did to Ongaro?
Oh yeah,
with Beatrice and the board and all that.
I mean, put him through the ringer.
And then
he's suing to get his lawyer fees covered or something.
Oh, is he?
I believe.
I haven't talked to Eric in a while. He started a new job, but man, it's just brutal. So, all right, well. We wish you the best of luck. We'll talk to you again soon.
I appreciate the time. I really.
You're by the way, we don't think you're that old.
Well, I'm not.
You're 60.
Listen,
you're younger than our parents.
I got to pick up prescriptions now because I'm 60, and I got the girl trained at Rite Aid.
I mean, you're still kind of old.
Well, compared to you, he's technically only like 15 years older than me.
They asked your birthday when you say, "Have me here for a prescription." They said, "What's your birthday?" I said, 3/11/1983, and the girl just starts laughing because she knows it's bullshit.
I figured out I was getting. So I just had a birthday.
How old are you?
44. Yeah, you're not, like I said, 60.
Well, that's what I asked my wife. I said, so what was middle age? I'm 60. Am I old now? I said,
what is middle?
I don't know. That'll be your next podcast.
Middle age
is 40.
We already talked about that.
What is middle age? If you're watching right now, what's middle age?
Is over halfway out the door. 30 something.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus. If that's the case, I'm over middle age.
I got a son.
He's 29.
You're not going to make it to 100. That's what I'm saying. Like the average person is making 100.
That's a pretty badass.
Big guys like us, we make it to 70 something. I think
Big guy like me, I'm dead.
Yeah.
I'm dead by 70.
70 something.
Yeah.
So you're at 35. You're on your way out. You're middle age.
My son's thing is his buddy told him, he thinks about it. He said, Dad, you believe he said that? You're as close to 40 as you are to 18.
Oh,
And you're 29.
Yeah.
So he is 29.
Yeah.
He
How
said,
about
you know, I'm
that?
as close to 40 as I was to 18.
Yeah.
So stay on that.
Yeah.
Stew on that
He
for a
is
while.
the exact same difference of age to
Yeah.
me as I am to you. How's that?
it's like generations. And look,
Generation-
our hairlines just keep going back.
Yeah, look, if we lined this up, it'd be exactly
So go out-
the same.
Go out and start my car because I'm old. You know?
Good stuff. We're gonna wait. Stacy says, I can't believe I'm older than the MLO. Yeah, but Stacy, you look like you're freaking 30, so that doesn't count. Stacy,
Yeah.
she doesn't. You do not look. 35 is not middle age. Royal Oaks. Oh yeah, we got that. What are you doing next Friday? Before we go, what are you doing next Friday? You're going to a Phantoms game with me.
I'm not going to family.
Come on.
I'm going up to Cleveland next Friday
Dude,
to visit family.
the Phantoms asked us to come, and Jeremy's coming. They're in the
Playoffs.
championship.
Yeah.
We got asked to go, so I'm gonna go.
And heckle the other team.
They got us. Listen, they made a section, and everybody watching, we're gonna give away tickets. They're giving me tickets to give away, or $5 tickets.
Okay.
A section, 155 section.
Okay.
For $5 tickets, you
Yeah.
have to wear black. It's gonna be called the Graveyard.
Okay.
Jeremy, me, Joe, we're all sitting in the front.
Okay.
And it's $5 tickets to sit in the section. You have to wear black. They have fog machines. They have letters. They have they're gonna put up graves and stuff in our section.
Talk about the goalie's mom.
And we're gonna literally just heckle and yell and scream. We're gonna make it like the dog pound.
Did you get that idea from Carol Rigetti?
The graveyard? Exactly. So we're gonna literally, and I was gonna bring my kids, but now that we're gonna be in that, I'm not bringing them anymore because I'm gonna be rude. I don't want them to see their dad being an ass.
Right. Exactly.
So all right. So that's it. We'll have anybody wants to come, I'll have tickets.
Any last words for the people before we go?
No, I want to tell everybody out there that voted for me. I appreciate your support. Anybody to help me and I feel like I let some of my supporters down, but I won't do it again. It won't happen again. My new sign says unfinished business, and I have unfinished business with the.
That's a good poster. Who made that thing, by the way? That's a good
It's on
one.
my truck.
Did you see that thing?
Yeah.
The black. Well, it's really good. So, all right, everybody. Thank you. We will see you guys.
Thank you
What do we have next week?
While Luke does that, thank you everybody for watching. We appreciate you. If you didn't know, the MLO Bros stands for Mortgage Loan Originator Brothers. We are loan officers, so give us a call next time you purchase a house.
I will, Stacy.
We'll get you pre-approved or debt consolidation refi, even though rates are high.
Don't become Uncle Geno. That's what we're
Right.
All right. So Tuesday, we're back with Matt Miller, our cousin Maria for Camp Frederick out in Columbiana County. You know that? Camp Frederick. They're coming. And then Thursday, I'm gone because I have to go wonderful camp fits with the kids.
Yep.
Giving my part. So I'll be
for a
going.
weekend.
Yeah, going with the kids with the school.
Oh my God, they make you run all day.
That's what I've heard.
You got to climb hills.
That's what I heard.
Then you drink bug juice.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be fun.
The lady said the lady said you'll walk like 7 miles a day.
Oh, easily.
Up hills, down hills.
Easily.
Yep.
And that was me. This other woman was a freaking track star from
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I was dying.
Yeah. So that's I got to go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I got to do that. I'm responsible 8 kids in my cabin and all this. I'm looking forward to it. My kid's looking for it. So you'll be back here with Santa Solutions.
Yeah. Talking about
trapping animals,
bats and
stuff like that. He's got all kinds of pictures and stuff. So
eating raccoons.
Exactly. So he's coming. And then on the 20th, which you won't be, the Friday is the Graveyard. It's the championship. We'll be there. And then the 20th, I'm doing a ghost hunt with our ghost hunting people at the Courtyard in Salem.
Okay.
Where that's what's the burger place? What's the burger place? No. Oh, down in Poland. Not Champs. Coaches. There's a Coaches in Salem. It's a big giant building. I don't know. That's where we're going. All right, everybody. See you guys all later. Thanks again, Geno.
Thank you for
having me.
everybody. I appreciate it.
Bye.
See you next time.
All right, bye. I'm tired. Bye, everybody.
Me too.
Where's the music?
Play it.
Bye.